All right, welcome to page 73. Very quickly, we are going to identify what these terms mean at the top. So, a more likely chance just means that it has a higher chance of probability. A less likely chance means a lower probability. Equally likely is represented sort of like odds. So if it's 3 to 3, there is an even chance that it will occur. A sure probability means it is guaranteed 100% of the time, and impossible is going to mean 0% of the time. All right, let's take a look at question number one. A selection of white ball, or select a white ball from a box with 5 white balls, 8 red balls, and 10 yellow balls. So let's quickly write out our formula. We have P equals, let's find our total. 5 plus 8 is 13, plus 10 is 23. What's the probability of selecting a white ball? There are 5 white balls available. So we have a probability of 5 out of 23. Do you think that this is more likely, less likely, equal to, can also be represented as 50%? Is it happening 100% or 0%? No. So these are our options to choose from. Is it happening 50% of the time? Nope. Is it more likely or less likely? We're going to choose it's less likely. We're not even at 50%. It's less than 50%. If it was more than 50%, we would choose more likely. Another way you can find out what this percentage is, let's go like this. If you take your calculator and you go, this symbol right here in the middle really means divided by. So we're going to go 5 divided by 23. 5 divided by 23. We're going to be looking at these first two numbers. This is going to represent our percentage. So our fraction that we just created a decimal with, this is actually 22%. Notice I increased this 1 to a 2, and the reason is because we're always going to take a look at the next number to decide if we're keeping this one the same or if we're going to round that number up. So when we look at the next number, which is a 7, anything a 5 or above, we are going to round this one up. If it's a 5 or below, it can stay the same. So since our number is a 7, which is above 5, our answer becomes 0.22, which can be represented as 22%. So since our probability is less than 50%, our answer is going to be less likely. All right, let's take a look at question number 2. Select a black card from a deck of cards. So first, let's find out what the probability is. What is the total number of cards in a deck? There are 52 cards. How many of the cards are black? So we have clubs, spades, diamonds, and hearts. These are red, and these are black. One way to get our answer, if we know that we have 52 cards, and we divide them by 2, we should get an answer of 26. All right, there's 26 total black cards. Another way you can look at it is there are I have an idea. If we did this 52 divided by 4, we would have gotten 13, which means there's 13 black or 13 clubs, 13 spades, 13 diamonds, and 13 hearts. When we want to find out how many blacks there are, we have 13 plus 13, which is 26. Let's turn this fraction into a decimal. Let's go 26 divided by 52, which is 0.5, which can be represented as this, 0.50. Notice how we're missing a number. If you're ever missing, or if it doesn't include additional numbers, we can just add a 0 as the placeholder. So 0.50 can be represented as 50%. Are we going to write more likely, less likely, equal to, sure, or impossible? we're going to write that this probability is equally likely. All right, question number 3. Occurrence of even number when a die is rolled. All right, first, let's set up our formula. What is our total? Well, we're dealing with a dice. How many numbers are on a dice? We have 6. What is the probability of choosing an even number or getting an even number when your dice is rolled? How many of our numbers are even numbers? There's 3. Let's turn this into our um, percentage. Let's take 3 divided by 6 and tell me what you get. You should get 0.50, which is 50%. So when we write our answers, we're going to be writing equally likely. All right, question number 4. Selection of a red marble from a box with 12 red marbles. All right, we have a total of 12 red marbles. How many of our options are red that we can choose from, our desired options? We have 12. All right, let's try and turn this fraction into a percentage. 12 divided by 12 equals 1. 100%. Notice we're no longer dealing with decimals. Before, when we had 0.99, that would represent 99%. And then 1 more percent is 1.0. So 1.0 is representing 100%, which in turn, we are going to be using this term, sure. We are sure that this outcome is going to happen. All right, selection of red marble from a box with 12 white balls. Well, we know that we have a total of 12 white balls. How many of them are red? There is 0. So let's do a very quick calculation. What is 0 divided by 12. You have 0 apples and you divide them by 12 friends. How many apples does everyone have? 0. 0% chance. This is impossible. So we are going to write impossible. All right, let's work on this last question. Question number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, selecting a boy for a field trip from a group of 35 students with girls. All right, so let's do the probability. All right, so there's a total of 35 people, and 12 of them are girls. Let's go with 35 minus 12 equals 23. We have 23 over 35. If we take our 23 and we divide it by 35, you will get an answer of 0.65. So right now our answer is 65%. Let's take a look at the third number to decide if it's going to be 65% or if it's going to be 66%. Since the third number is a 7, which is above 5, anything above a 5 is going to change our number. Anything below a 5 will not change the number. It will stay the same. So since we have a 7, which is above a 5, our answer is going to be 66%. Is 66% above 50? It is. So we are going to write more likely. All right, good job. I will see you over on page 74.